Hi, folks. Okay, why is it coming this way? That's interesting. I guess I get into trouble every single time. So, let okay, something's wrong. Okay, fine. Hey, everyone. So today it is going to be an unconference today, and we are going to work on something related to React JS. So, how many of you here attended the previous session on React? Hey. Hi, Bhuvi. Hi, RPJ. Hi, Manasvi Priya. Nice to meet you all here. So, how many of you have got any idea about an unconference? What do you know about unconference here? Totally newbie to React.js. Great, that works. There was a session before, maybe probably midnight for my time, today morning by Ellie, I guess, and it was about React.js for beginners. And she created a small, I believe it's a very small introduction about React states, hooks, etc. Okay, no worries if you don't have any idea. Right. So, with respect to unconference, it's going to be your theme that is going to be coming up on the stage. So, that's exactly what we will be doing here. So, my plan today is to create a small React application which is doable by anyone and with the basics that's been um, told for. So, that's what I was planning to do this. So what my idea is, I have a couple of topics with me, and what we are going to do is we will go with basics step by step on how to work with React, etc., and then we are going to finish a project within 2 hours maybe. And since we have already got a couple of people here who have got no clue about React, stop me then and there, ask me any questions if you have got a question. All right. So even if you have missed the previous one, the beginner sessions, it's all right. We can continue with this. Hey Palak, nice to meet you. Cool. So let's start with the initial stuff. So what I'm planning to do is, let me try again to kind of mess around with this layout, or did they actually make a layout totally? So if I click on exit solo layout, okay, doesn't seem to work. Anyway, that's great. Okay, so let's directly go into the different options that we have got. So today I have got a couple of things. Well, to be honest, I have got two options today. So bulk message generator. So how many of you are lazy just like me? I'm just gonna put this in a comment. How many of you are lazy like me? So let's put this on this. Tell me, how many of you? Okay, so we have got Palak, who is another lazy person, Sumit, another lazy person, RPJ is also lazy. Great. So, and I believe a lot of times people would have tried to send multiple messages to multiple people, sorry, single message to multiple people, and people, they would all have said, "Oh my God, Praveen, are you seriously forwarding a small single message to everyone?" I mean, isn't that so embarrassing for us, right? So I thought, okay, why not we do it in a totally different way, using React to create a perfect ecosystem, like like a message generating tool, and then send it to every one of them. So that's exactly what I'm planning to do today. How does that sound? And is there any other troubleshooters for me? Why is the background not getting displayed? So, okay, let me quickly look into the. Yeah, I could see there are these backgrounds here. If I even click on show and then use any layouts, none of the layouts are working for me. Anyway, cool. Again, I don't think I'm that. Oh, wait, we should also have this MLH live as well, right? Or should we use this one? Yeah, this looks nice. Okay, I totally forgot to add this one. So here we go. So the first thing that I was trying to say is we have got this particular idea, and I hope if the idea is good. I'm on StreamYard at this point, and yeah, I'm always bad with StreamYard. So today I'm just gonna go through a couple of tools and techniques for you all, and this might actually help you out in a lot of different things. So initially I thought it would be easy for us to directly go ahead and remove the hassle of the setup and start working on the demo or the code itself. Okay, second one, I don't understand that. Okay, cool. So let me start with this one. So I'm gonna create a. How many of you have heard of react.new? So this is the website I'm gonna go. You can also code along with me, and it's the website is react.new. So if you open this website, you would be able to. Why is Facebook coming two times? Okay, it's okay. It's a glitch, right? So if you open this website, you would be able to see something like this. It's a code sandbox, and that is where we will be coding here. Before that, let me try to share my screen as well. Chrome tab, and excellent. I couldn't even find that. Oh, interesting. Share. That's good. We got this background. That's nice. Okay, cool. Hey Ashik. Hey Polar. Sorry, Polar. Okay, Polar. Right. So this is what you would be getting when you open react.new. Why we are using this one? This will actually help us in creating React applications without anything installed on your computer, just by using a browser. So it will also you help you to have the Visual Studio Code, similar to Visual Studio Code things set up on the browser itself. So how many of you know that VS Code is actually a browser based tool? Nice, right? Okay, so at this point it says we can actually use three up to three anonymous sandboxes. So if I start editing something here, let's say let me put, instead of hello code sandbox, if I put hello mlh, immediately I could see the difference here. Also, I have the React dev tools here, which shows everything perfectly, and I do have my console as well here. I don't require even a really good browser. In this case, any browser that supports code sandbox will actually work out for this. Cool. So this is about code sandbox, and code sandbox also has got all these information about the template. So it has the files, etc. So this one is a template. So the moment if I press Control S or Command S on Mac, it will immediately save this, and it provides a totally customizable, not customizable, totally a unique URL to our application. So this is the URL. Cool. Any questions? Immediately stop me and ask me. So is the idea clear to everyone? What exactly? What kind of like? So for people who are joining from India, we call this as jugad. So how many of you understood the jugad idea that I have got just now? Anyone who did not understand what we are going to do? So far, is it everything clear? Questions? Yes. Awesome. So let me zoom in a bit. Even I am not able to see anything. How are you going to see? So this part is your file manager. And in React, basically, you have got these three files which are very important. Okay. The first one is the package.json. Second one is the index.js inside the src folder. And third one is the public index.html file. So index.html file will have all the things that is public facing. So you would be having, you can add your fonts and other things inside this, and you can also add your script tags. Don't use any DOM related script, like for example jQuery or anything. So jQuery and React is like Coca-Cola and Mentos. So when you join them together, you're going to get a blast, right? So don't do that alone. Okay. um I am 45145V. I don't even know Hindi. It's actually a term that is used for hack job. So whenever, okay, I need to show you a kind of like how should I say this? Let me try to find out any other oops. Mm, okay, just give me a few seconds. I need to find out if there is anything else that I can show you as an example. Okay. No, 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 no. jQuery and React cannot go together. jQuery is a DOM manipulation library, and along with React, it is gonna go boom. So, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce you all to you all. Introduce me to you all. So, hey, friends, my name is Praveen. I'm new to MLH, and I just recently joined as a coach. And today, I'm doing my first workshop. I'm originally from Chennai, India. Currently living in London and working for one of the top credit tech companies in the UK. It's a US-based credit tech company, and I'm a full stack JavaScript specialist specializing on React.js and Node.js, or React.js is my girlfriend. This is something which I can say. So, no problem, Santiago. You're not Santiago. Am I? Did I spell right? You're not late. We are just starting. I was just telling about how we can work with React and using a simple way, and I was also explaining our project, something like that. Okay, cool. So, thank you. I'm from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. I'm Tamil Paiyan. Telugu theriyum. That's it. That's me. Okay, cool. So coming back to our coding. So this is the file that we will be working with very, very initially. So for example, if you have got any, how should I say, the title bars, etc., all these things will be in this title, right? So we can change the title as, let's say, bulk message generator. And then so for those people who are wondering, I guess it is fine if we want to use Bootstrap but only the CSS part. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to get the Bootstraps CSS. Unfortunately, I wanted to show you a picture of Jugaad for those people who did not understand. Initially, even I did not understand. So let me find the right Jugaad for you all. Just give me a second. Interestingly, now I am not able to find anything. I wanted to show something really cool. Oh well, this one looks really nice. So let me try to share this picture. Okay, for those people who are looking at what Jugaad means, damn, even for showing something very simple, I want to use coding. That's weird. Oh, that's a pure developer. So if you check this one, so this person is trying to clean the road or do something, and he has got everything connected to a motorbike, where this is not the right tool to use. You have to use something like a JCB or something like that, right? So this one is a perfect example of Jugaad. For those people who have got this one, who did not understand what Jugaad is. Now, did you understand? Yeah, it is. It is basically hack job in English. That's true. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead with what we are working on. So we are going to do a hack job today, and it's gonna be not exactly a Jugaad, but let me first configure all the association as JSR so that it is easy to create. So React is going to use something called as JavaScript plus XML kind of a thing. It's called JSX. And now we are going to first start with configuring our bulk message generator in such a way that this is going to use some Google fonts and also a bit of, what should I say? That's actually good. Google fonts and Bootstrap. So someone was asking if I can use Bootstrap. So yes, we can use, but in a simple way. So if I go to getbootstrap.com, I would be able to find the CSS. So I'm just gonna add the CSS alone here, right next to our title. Okay, so this is the CSS that I wrote. The moment I add, I need to also get rid of this whole thing. So if I put body, I'm also adding a font family as Open Sans so that it looks a bit better. Now, if you have a look at this, um, interestingly, this hasn't worked because you need to refresh this page. So once I refresh it, it is going to transpile all the modules, and you can see that a lot of things have changed now. So the margins and other things have changed, which means we are using Bootstrap here. So the first thing that I wanted to do is I want to create a simple component, let's say header.js. Okay, inside the header, what I want to do is I want to add our Bootstraps header component. Okay, so if I go to Bootstraps documentation for Bootstraps 4.6 version is what I'm using. So I would be having a header component, which I'm going to copy and paste it over here. Okay, first things first, I'll explain this code. Okay, so if there is any questions, please stop me and ask me. Okay. Yeah, Jugaad is like just like hack job. So we are all in a part of hackathons, right? So we don't have much times. So we have to make sure we need to finish something within 48 hours or within the specified time that's given. So that's exactly what we are working on. Got it? Hey, Vance. Okay, cool. So Polar says, like, is it wrong if it works though? It is not wrong, but as long as if you are able to get all the checkbox ticked, you are totally fine, right? So not many companies will allow you to make Jugaad. The reason being, if you are working with Jugaad style of working, there is a lot of possibilities that it might fail, correct? So we are not supposed to fail anything somewhere. Okay, so from where did I copy this Bootstrap code? I'm so sorry, I should give that one. Let me copy this and paste it from the Bootstrap documentation, Palak. But here's the place where I copied it from. Almost all the different commonly used Bootstrap things are here. I'll explain the code right now. So this is a functional component. A functional component is something that takes in a lot of props, and then based on the props it is going to render the whole thing. So right now I have used header as the name of the constant function, and then I'm also exporting the default header. So if I do this, I will be able to import that here. So if I do header, you can see that it says auto import from header. So if I do something like this and say bulk message generator, something like this, something I'm putting here, and if you see here, I have got a header, the Bootstrap header totally added here. Got it? So that's exactly what a component, functional component does. A functional component is something that takes in some values and then tries to generate something. And by the way, who wants, so why React always? The first thing is I can just copy and paste this one. And if I just do a dark mode and true, the whole thing works. So if I do like bulk mode generator light or something like that, so all I need to do is add some changes, like let's say let me add some class name like justify content center, something like this. I'm able to add it to the center, right? So without much coding changes, I'm able to do a lot of different variations. So now, how many of you want like a dark mode? How many of you want a light mode? Go for it. So coming to Polar's question, what is your go-to front-end framework or library? 100% it is React in case if it is a single page application, and if it is not a single page application or SPA like the modern ones, I would definitely go for jQuery. But never I will combine both the things, because everyone knows combining jQuery and React is like combining Coca-Cola and Mentos. Boom. Okay, seems like everyone goes for dark mode. Oh, but Polar V has got an awesome answer for this. What if we have both? Let's do that, because it's unconference. Whatever you ask, you're going to get it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of everything here and add a class name for this as header, and then also justify content center. This way it gets justified in the center. By the way, if you have seen, we need to have some kind of states. For states, I'm going to use a class component. I'm going to do class app extends component, which is coming from React. And in the render function, I'm going to return whatever I returned here. So if I cut this and if I get rid of these things and save it, it's going to do the same thing. Okay, so what is the difference between a class component and a functional component? As a functional component, it doesn't have much features. We need to use something called as hooks in order to enable the states, and then a lot of different things like the life cycle elements, etc. Class components is what people start with. So if you are joining a company, you won't be working on a totally new code, because you would be working on some 10 years old code, 100 years old code. Who knows, there could be 100 years old code. I know that there is nothing like that, but just kidding. So in that case, you would be most probably working with a class component like I did. So it's always better to know the basics. So why we are using class components here. And the class components have something special property called a state. So a state is something, it can be changed with the user actions or the environment actions. So let's say we have a state called dark, and let's start with false. And now if I have this dark here and set it to the state's value, this dot state dot dark, it's going to show me this way. If I go back to my React Dev Tools, click on the header or click on the app. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not able to see anything here, which is not right. So I'll refresh this whole page. Yeah, you saw that something came up. So there is this state here which is called as dark, right? So all I need to do is make it into true somehow and press enter. Now it becomes the dark mode, right? So how do I do this? Okay, for some reason it is not working here. I guess we need to ditch this React Dev Tools and start working on our own. So these can be done by event listeners. So for example, let's say we have a button. We can say toggle dark mode, something dark or light mode. So here we will be using an event listener. So what we can do is, let's use handle dark light mode. So this is a function that takes in no argument, but what it does is it's going to set the state of dark to true. If I put this way, if I click on this, oh, nothing will happen because I have not connected to it. So on click, what I want to do is it needs to handle this dark light mode. So if I do this way, if I click on this, it does this, but it will not change it back because we have hard coded the false and true options. But if I make it dynamically, whatever the state of dark is, just change it. So if I click on this, it is going to change it to dark mode. Click on this, it is going to change it into light mode. So far what we have done is states, here's a prop, and then we have got the toggling of dark mode and light mode. So this is true event listeners. Let me quickly check the comments. Okay, so RPJ is asking what exactly is a React.js. React.js is a JavaScript library similar to jQuery, but actually it is similar to AngularJS, Vue.js. So these are the three things that are competing with each other. Maybe you can also add Svelte to the thing, to the party. So there are four different things, which is React, Angular, Vue, and Svelte. These four things are single page applications, and all these single page applications are competing with each other. Some people like Angular, some people like React, some people like Vue, some people started loving Svelte. So these four languages are currently They are reactive. They are called as reactive languages. So React is the only library out of all these things, while others are all framework. By the way, interview question, please make a note of it. So that is something which I wanted to say. And what actually this single page application does is, so you will be having only one page loaded, and you can do a lot of things, like for example pagination, state management, authorization, authentication. A lot of things are there. So go check out Facebook's React, and React was found by Facebook. Angular was acquired by Google, and Vue was done by someone who hated both React and Angular, I hope. And React.js is amazing. That's true. Coming to this, so yes, this is nice. Nice one, 404. Okay, yes, because React.js is a JavaScript library. To understand React.js, you must need to know basics of JavaScript. Like if you want to talk an English sentence, you need to know the English alphabets, correct? So similar to that. Can I tell what am I making with React? Today we are creating a bulk message generator where there is one single message. I am so lazy that I'm even lazy to copy paste things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna give a message as an input, and then I'm gonna click on I'm gonna also tell how many people I'm going to send the message. For example, Manasvi, then Sami, then oh, Sami is here. Okay, Polar, then RPJ, and then 404. But it needs to look like I have not forwarded the message to them. It needs to look like I really put the message to them. So something like that. So this is what I'm gonna do. So hopefully this is going to be a simple project, a mini project using React. So far, any questions, folks? We have got a lot of dark mode things. Nice one. Sure. So, if you are taking a class component is a complete package that comes with all the React's lifecycle as well. So, React's lifecycle has got a lot of things, while a class component is one of the type of React lifecycle, right? So, sorry, React's class component comes with a lot of features like lifecycle methods, states, and more things. So, in terms of functional components are a stripped down version of it, like a printed paper. So, what you want to see, it will come in, or maybe like a template, you can call it. You just put something in, throw something in, it is going to show it to you. That's it, something like that. So, that's the difference between a class component and a functional component in a simple way. Functional component is preferred by most of the people nowadays because since it doesn't have the overhead of this complex thing, functional components can be used. But what if you want to use the states and other um, class components life cycles? We have got something called as hooks, and hooks can be used to create all these things. So for a detailed information about React, how it works, let's work on it so much. At this point, yes, it doesn't matter for now. Yeah, so let's go ahead. So I can also show you the same thing, how it can be made in a functional component. Let's say I've got another const called app1, which is a functional component. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as app2 and convert this as app. Now here, this is what we had got, right? So the return function, only the return function will be there in the app. Okay, so far we don't have this states or anything. So we need to see this dark, right? For that, we will be using something called as use state. This is the um, this is the state for the class component. So I'm gonna remove all these things. So this is going to be const dark, and set the dark value is going to be the use state of false, because use state comes from React and false is the initial code which is given here. And we also have this handle guy. So let's take the handle guy. So const handle dark light mode, and we are not going to use the this because this is going to see almost done, right? When it is going to do this, we are going to just use set dark, and it is going to be, instead of this dot state, it is going to be not dark. That's it. It will be looking a lot simpler when you look at this one. That's it. We have got these two things done. So if I could compare these two things in two places, let me try to see split right. Okay, so this is the this is the functional component, and this one is the class component. So these are the differences. So if you see this, you could easily find out, okay, this whole state can be replaced by simple thing, and even this set state and other things, there is only a set dark, and otherwise all these things you don't need to use this dot state, so you get directly dark, and then this dot handle dark light mode, no, directly handle dark light mode. So that's the difference between using a functional component and a class component. But functional component will be confusing for beginners, so that's the reason people will start with class components. Okay, any questions so far? Is it going good, interesting, boring, anything? So we'll start with true here, so that people are happy about having a dark mode started. Okay, so React and designing, there is no relation between it. If you are working with a simple HTML CSS, even that requires the same amount of designing. React is only helpful in the terms that it is going to make the whole development life cycle easier. That's it. Okay, I believe Palak, your question is answered, right? Sami, no, we are just changing the CSS class, not CSS even. We are just adding a class and removing a class. That's all. Okay, I will show you what exactly is happening in the header.js. So this is the source code of header.js. This whole thing is what is given in the Bootstraps code. Okay, so we have a nav with a class of navbar hyphen dark, bg hyphen dark, and then whatever the class name. Most probably it is the header class name, right? And then we have got the span nav class, navbar brand, and I have got children here. So the header takes in a couple of parameters or props. One is dark. The dark is converted into Boolean, and it will be checked with the true the value. If it is true, I'm going to put as dark, or I'm going to put it as light. For people who are working with TypeScript, I'm not using any TypeScript here because I want the freedom of how we are working on this one. Okay. And with that being said, now I have got a class name to be given here. So in case if someone gives me a class name, only then I'm going to give a space and then append it. So in React, we will be using class names instead of class. The reason is everything you write in React is inside a JavaScript file. So JavaScript files contain class as a variable. It's like a reserved keyword. So you should not use class names. You should not use classes. Instead of that, we will be using class names. I hope it was clear. Actually, dark is not dark. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. So now the next thing we are going to do is, yeah, enough of playing with light and dark mode. We are doing a lot of things here already. And now let me make this one in a totally different way. Let's introduce something called as conditional rendering. So for example, toggle dark or light mode is there, right? I'm going to get rid of the toggle button here. It says dark or light mode, but based on what we have got here, we need to show it. So if I want to add any JavaScript content here, I'm going to open a curly brace here, and inside the curly brace I want to know if it is dark mode or light mode. If this dot state dot dark is true, then I want to display as dark, if not light. So this might be true. This is in the dark mode. If I click on this, this is the light mode, but this is not what we want. It should be the opposite, right? So we'll make it as light and dark. Now, since this is also getting converted into a Boolean and we are checking to equivalence of true, right? We don't even need this. We can get rid of the triple equal to true. Now, if you see this, If you want light mode, click on light mode, it becomes light mode. If you want dark mode, click on dark mode, it becomes dark mode. Any questions? How was it so far? Is it good? Going good? Bad? Anything? Thank you. So the next thing is, just give me one few seconds. 11 out of 10. Thank you so much. So what we learned so far is the differences between a functional component and a class component. A class component having states. This is event handler, rendering using React, JSX, and here we have got an event listener, and we are also consuming some state, sending the value of this dark as a prop to header. Header will receive this dark as true or false value, and then it will do something based on that. And here we have got some template interpolations, like string interpolations using template tags. And finally, let's change this to like something like this, like we can also do something on this one. So let's add some classes. If I do btn, it's going to make it like this. And instead of this light and dark mode, what I wanted to do is I want some emojis to come in. Okay, so light mode means I need a sun, so let's add the sun here. Good. And dark mode, we need a moon. Let's add a moon here. And then if I can also remove this one. If I click on this one, it's going to show me this way. If I click on this one, it's going to show me this way, right? So now what I can do is I can also make something like dark mode button. So for this one, how I want to keep this is, let me try to put this guy inside here. Okay, so if I click on this, it's going to change it. So I want to push this guy on the right side. So I'll open my CSS file, and here, let me use the dark mode button. I'll give a position absolute so that it doesn't touch our stuff. On the right side, I want it to start with 15 pixels. On the top, I want to start it with 15 pixels as well, or maybe 12. So this way, you would be able to have this one here. So if I click on this, becomes light mode, dark mode. How is this? Any questions? We can also use flexbox here, but I thought let's not use flexbox and make it complicated, because it is already a flexbox. I don't want there is a flaw with the flexbox in this case. If I use flexbox here for the bulk message generator, that will consider the light mode or dark mode as another child. It will allocate the space for it, and then you won't be able to see the bulk message generator title aligned center. Correct? So flexbox is not the right solution for this one. Agreed? Polar, I hope you understood now. Okay, so let's start with something really simple here. Now we have got only the header. So far we have done only the header, and it's already what, 1 hour gone. That's crazy, man. Okay, now I'm gonna build the rows and columns. So first thing, I want a container fluid, and inside the container fluid I want a row. That row should have got a call. Let's start with big columns. Okay, call 12, and then I want to call md 6, which means it is going to take 6 out of 12, which is going to take the 50% of the width. I want two things, and then inside this one I will put left, and inside this one I will put right. So at this point you will see left and right in the same lines, but if I make it bigger, you could see that the left and right are in the different lines. This is a responsive way. If I use call md4, it is going to do three things, right? Not two messages at a time. So on the right side, you will see the number of messages. On the left side, you want the form to be used for the messages, correct? You forgot that. Okay, on the left side, we'll start with a form, or before anything, we'll start with the let's say form here. That's it, nothing else. So here, what I'm gonna do is I want to have the message displayed here. Okay, most probably I would like it to be displayed in a text area so I can easily copy it. I'm just going to get rid of everything here, and I also want to have the value here. If I say hello or something like this, the value comes here. Now the first thing that I wanted to do is I want to create um, a set of I'm going to set off events. Okay. So there are totally so many MLH events happening around, and we want to use those events. And I say that, hey, whoever it is. So, hey, Sami, hey, Polar, um, hey, Palak. And there are like so many people right now here, right? So, I want to address each of them in a single message. Okay, so that is something which I wanted to do. So first thing is I want to list the message that I wanted to send. So let's have a simple message saying hello, whoever is the name here. I'm going to um, what should I say here? Okay, before that, let's style the text area. It looks so bad. Oh, before that, I could also add a class name by for styling. Form control. There you go. I'm going to conduct a workshop for creating a simple React JS project to generate messages in bulk for many people. Something like this. Okay, so this is the message I'm generating, but the name needs to be changed to different people. So first thing what I'm gonna do here is I want to set the number of people. Okay, so let's say I have a const friends equal to, it's going to be a list of people, so I'm using an array. And then I can also put this const message. Okay, message can be a function because I'm taking a name and returning something here. So if I put hello dollar name, how are you, something like this, if I use this particular message, and if I try to run this message using this, for example, inside this value, if I use dollar message, which is actually a message. So who is here first now? Sami is here. So if I put Sami, it says hello Sami, how are you, right? And if I do Palak here, it says hello Palak, how are you? Got it? So this is so cool, right? So this is exactly what I'm gonna do with the message. Okay, so since we already have got this one, I'm going to get this whole thing and put it inside this message. Oops. Right. So at this point, this name needs to be changed into dollar name. Okay. So now I need to add my friends. So who are all my friends? So we have Sami, we have Palak. Who else is online? Who else is available right now? Whose name should I put? Polar. Anyone here? Oh, we have got Adarsh. Okay. Adarsh. We have Amit. Okay, cool. So we have got already 5 friends now. Okay, so now these are my friends. So I need to send mm, send messages for all these people. Okay, so let's clear everything. And now, if I try to render this, I want to render one text box for every friend of mine. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I want to use a for loop or something like that, or I would be using a map. So if I open this braces, it will turn me into the JavaScript mode. So I'm going to use the friends dot map. This is one of the friend, and here I want a text area to be coming in. So if I do this, every time when I use a loop, I need to make sure I give a key. The key name will be friend again. Now, we don't know what exactly is happening here. So let's try putting friend here. If I do this, I could get Sami, Palak, Polar, Adarsh, and Amit, right? Oh, we have also Zell Foster. So there is another friend who immediately came. So if I just put Zell, I get another text box immediately. Cool, right? So now let's add some spaces before around the text box. MT4 is too much. MT3 will put. Okay, so we have got these 5 different text boxes, and in the style we can also put text area resize none, so that we don't have this resize ugly thing coming up. Okay, now we have got this one. What we actually need the message. So I put message, and now how cool is this? So far, trust me, I'm still lazy. I can't double click or triple click, command C, control C, and then go paste it again. Right? So, there is one more thing that we can do. A thing that fails, actually, to be honest. So, there is a way to copy the text from the text bar. Okay. So, obviously, what I'm going to do is I'm going to search in Stack Overflow, copy text using JavaScript text area. So, in simple terms, there was one easy way of doing things. It's called navigator.copy. It's called navigator.clipboard.write text. Okay. So what we need to do is on click. Okay. So this is going to have an event. So I need to put navigator.clipboard.write text. What exactly I should be sending it inside this one. Okay. So it's going to be e.target.value. Now, this can fail, can pass. So this is a promise. If it happens, what I need to say is console.log worked. If it doesn't happen, that is, there is a catch. Then I get an error message. I could do console.log failed with error, and then I can put e.message, something like this. Now I've got this console here. Let me clear everything here. And if I click on this, it says failed with error. The clipboard API has been blocked because of a permissions policy applied within the current document, which means it doesn't work inside our iframe. This is actually an iframe. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to kind of like take this iframe to a real screen. I need to stop my sharing and then reshare it once again, or maybe I can do it from here. Um, oof. Any questions so far? Imagine coding without Stack Overflow. No way, man. It is something that is unimaginable that you are talking about. Um, right. Yes, we are going to change that as well in a few seconds. With respect to adding friends, we will be using this form. Okay. So, but before that, I need to go to change my screen sharing. Boom, that's me. Why am I showing so full screen? Okay, whatever it is. So I'm going to share my screen once again. Let's try using a window here. So how does this work? Right, good, looks nice. So now what I'm going to do here is, here you go. If I'm using this one, right? So if I click on this, it says worked here in this small console. Okay, whatever I click, it says worked again. So if I paste it, I could see, hello Amit, I'm here. You get it? And now, coming to what Palak has asked, that is the second part. So we don't want to always add the friend names there, right? So for that, what we will do is, let's try to do it something else. So far we have got it, right? So if I click on this, it's going to use hello Palak. If I click on this, it's going to use hello Adarsh. If I click on this, it's going to do hello Zil, right? This one is super cool. So that's what we have done so far. Now, coming to what we have got here, adding the friends' names in a different way. Okay, so here, if I remove this one, here's where the form is here, right? So in the state, I'm going to add the friends here. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is, I want to create a form that has got a lot of friends. So instead of that form thing, let me keep it in a simple way. Let's put a text area. Okay, that's actually a huge text area. Now the value can be edited, but I want to put the value as this dot state dot text area value. This is called as a connected component. So on change, what I wanted to do is, this needs to run a function, and let's put e this dot set state text area e dot target dot value. So this way, I need this text area value here. Right. So I could put enter your friends names one by one, something like this. Okay, if I do this way, I don't need to put the friends here, and this friends will be taken by the text area's value. So this dot state dot text area value cannot be mapped because it is not an array. So I'm going to split it on enter keys. So now I've got something like this. So at this point, it is going to show this enter your friends' names one by one. So this should not be the real value itself. So if I remove this one and then add it to here as a placeholder, this will not show it as a real text here. But still I get something like this because there is at least one value here, which is an empty value. So what I want to do is I want to filter out all the Boolean values. So after splitting this, I want to do dot map. Inside the map, I want to use a Boolean filter Which, okay, that's weird. So I'm splitting it. Oh, sorry. I need to filter as Boolean value. So I have got none of my friends here. Sorry if I'm going too fast. Okay, no answers so far. Okay. So now if I make it really big, okay, wait. On this part, I'm gonna put a heading 2 saying enter your friends' names. Okay. And actually we can make it as small h4 or something. Okay. And here h4 copy and paste it for how many friends do we have? This dot, oh sorry, friends dot length friends. So if you do this way, it is going to show for copy and paste it for 0 friends, which is not right. Let's add some margins. Let's use class name. Empty md 0 empty 4. Okay, so if you're opening bigger, it doesn't have any margins. Great. So inside this row, we can give an empty 3. Okay, you have got some space here. Now you got two things. It should not show me copy and paste it for 0 friends. So if there are no friends, you just need to give another information here, right? So for all these things, right? I'm gonna cut this one. We can give alert info. Please add some friends. And we can also do it text center. Now this is again a form of conditional rendering. Friends.length is greater than 0. Then do something else. Do this. Unfortunately, since we cannot allow multiple children to go out, we will be using some fragments. So this one has got this h4 and this text area, right? So we are using fragments, and now we have got something like this. Similarly, what we used for h4, this class name needs to be added for our alert as well, so that we have got some space. Please do share the REPL after completion. Why should I do it after completion? I'm doing it right away. Here's the demo. And the source code is also easily findable from this demo. Okay, let me try to make it smaller and make it larger and get the source code. Happy? Nice. Cool. The next thing is, as Palak wanted, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open this as a website here. Okay, so now we have got this, right? Everyone is able to see this, correct? Shall we try adding all our friends? Who are all here? Let's add all your names here. So first is obviously Palak. Oh, I'm not able to add anything because I might have made some mistake here. So I couldn't write anything here. The reason is text area on change. It's supposed to be text area value. Sorry about that. That's so bad. Ah, why is it happening to me? Okay, cool. So if I refresh this once again, so if I type something, it works. So who's the first person? Zell Forrester. So Zell Froster. I want another person, Palak. I want another person. Who is here? Whose name you want here? Come on, folks. Who's online? Don't say no one is online. Is it that boring? Okay, let's go with Ashish. Ashish. Okay, we have got another. Okay, we have got Praveen from Palak. Praveen. Another. Yes, my das. Okay, Smidas. Okay. Who else? Adarsh. Ritesh. Okay, now we have got so many people. Now look at this. All I need to do is click here, copy it. Okay, fine. Another thing which we can do, I'll just copy this whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna add one more thing here. Okay, this is a tester code. Okay, so let me add a simple text area dot form control and then just save it for now. Okay, and also I'll just add empty 4 or something like this. Now, if I oops, which tab I need to go? Okay, if I go here, let's add these things. So there are like 6 people. So if we click on this, paste, I get hello Ashish. Click on this, paste, hello Adarsh. Hello Zel Foster. We have Amit. Suddenly Amit came up from nowhere. Amit. So Amit is also here. Hello Amit. We have Adiraj. Adrija Chatterjee. Okay. Uh, New name. Adrija. Okay, so we have got Adrija's thing as well. Get it? So here you go. Main idea is to make something very simple and also it should be useful. So that's what I did. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'm going to stop my screen sharing and open for questions. I think this is cinema layout. Okay, that's not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. This is not again what I wanted. This is not something which I wanted. This is definitely not what I wanted. Not this, not this. Nothing. It's not working. The solo layout is not working. Okay, cool. So, folks, how was it? How did you find this small project that we did today? And what is your feedback? Go on. Uh, Yay! Zell Foster says the session was amazing. And sorry about the time. It's just 1 hour 15 minutes. Actually, 1 hour 15 minutes. Not a bad thing, right? For such a small but huge project. Anyone who got confused, bored, or something like that and left off, we don't know. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Okay, I could get multiple sessions saying, okay, I'm gonna put something right now. Praveen is awesome. Self was the you said you are confused, but somewhat. Why? What exactly was the confusion? Tell me. I'll try to unconfuse you in case if you have the confusion still. Okay. So Palak understood the process but found difficulty in coding. Okay, this could be happening because you might have got since you might be new to the coding side of things, it would be always better to keep on practicing things with the basics. So that's what I would say. Thank you, Deepthi. That is awesome. Thank you, Adrija. I also enjoyed Adarsh. Yes, you are one of my friend as well in that list of things. See, Praveen says Praveen is awesome. Okay, and yeah, so I'm waiting for a question from Zell Foster. In the meantime, if you all have a question, please go ahead, put it over in the chat. Thank you, Smidas. Thank you, Adarsh. By the way, it is just 7:15 p.m. here, so maybe that's the reason I'm still like awake. Um, cool, 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 cool. Um, okay, so we had got so many good responses so far. Thank you so much for all these responses. And this is my first time doing this. I hope I did not mess up much. I did mess up this thing. I don't see the background here because in the last thing I saw the background. Anyway, let me try to play around with it for a bit and see if I get something else. I've got all these musics. These ones, static banner, bubble, classic. This is classic. Yuck. Minimalist. This one is nice. Oh no, no, no! I don't want this. So let's have it in this MLH itself. We have got overlays. So if I put any of these overlays, oh yeah, live with MLH, nice one. um these are like, it's gonna hide me totally. So these are static banners. And Okay, that's weird. I don't know how to get me in a smaller way, which is actually bad. But anyway, it was nice looking at all these things. Hey, Henak. Hi, hi, hi. I guess I'll leave the stream for other people to get in. Oh, yeah. Okay. Zil Foster, I had the same problem as well. So Zil Foster says, I have started learning React, but still not able to get how hooks, states, etc. work. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of state hooks and hooks right now, because it is kind of difficult for newbies to understand, and me being always in the form of like trying to teach people something, I always find it difficult to try to teach people in the easiest way possible. So that's true. So states and props, it's like, how should I say this? States are like common sense. So that is something that is there internally with you, while props are something like sul buddhi. What do you call that? Like knowledge, wisdom, which is gained from other people. So if someone says an advice, that becomes as a props to us, while you have your own common sense, that becomes your state. States are internal memory storage inside a React component. I hope that kind of like gave you an understanding. So we have Henak, we have Ram. Hey Ram, how are you? Okay. Also tell how React DOM works. So you're asking me a question that has to be answered at least an hour long. In simple terms, React DOM uses a virtual DOM, and a virtual DOM is 100,000 times faster than the traditional DOM. And the changes that happen are all in the synthetic DOM. And I guess I'm telling correctly. I hope none of my employers are watching this, or my boss is not watching this. I'm literally missing it here. So it's actually a virtual DOM that actually, how many actually will I use? So React uses a virtual DOM which kind of renders by drawing things in a very fast manner, and all the state changes are extremely fastly rendered. So it's something like that. Maybe in a better way I will explain later. So far we have used this traditional DOM. Any DOM manipulations, for example, something like using jQuery library or anything similar, all these things are really painful for the browser. So, in terms of if you are using a virtual DOM, it's going to be very fast. So, that's exactly what I was saying. Thanks, man. So, Zelfaster, do you want to hear my analogy of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Let me know. There is a crazy analogy I have got for it. Who wants to hear HTML, CSS, JavaScript in the real life? Okay, so for Palak and Zil. So let's take, you're building a house. Yes, you are a house builder, you are a civil engineer, and you are using this awesome tool called 3D printer to create a house, and then which you will be going inside it. Okay, so if you crazy, leave it, that is the domain name analogy. So let's say you want to build the house. So for the first thing, what you would put is the scaffolding, right? All the scaffolding, those things, and then you have got your TV, fridge, washing machine, tube light, fan, AC, etc. All these things, there is nothing here. Because I'm in UK, there is not even a fan here. Okay. So all these things are here, right? So these are all HTML elements. And when you try to place it in such a way that these all look somewhere here, like, so the TV has to go here, the tube light has to go here, the fan has to go here, the AC has to go here, the fridge has to stay here, washing machine on that place, something like that. So that is told by the positions, right? Positions is a property of CSS. And also paint, the walls should be in this color, the ceiling should be in that color, and the floor should be in that color. So these things are all CSS presentation. And finally, I don't know how many people will understand Tamil here. It's a really cool analogy here. Switch bota light in. So if you put the switch, the light starts to burn, glow, light up, fan starts to round, centrifugal force something, yeah, fan starts to rotate, right? So that is the interactive part of a web page given by JavaScript. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript in an analogy for you in 1 minute. How is it? Ayyo. Did I say good or bad? How was it? I don't know. We need to ask the royal family, maybe. I don't know, man. None of the houses or anywhere has a fan here because it is always cold here. And during the summer, a lot of people died because they don't have a fan. Crazy, right? Oh my god, don't give me some credits, man. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for staying up late, especially in India and other places. And for those people who want to go sleep, have a good night sleep, stay home, stay safe. And for those people who are in the US, have the nice rest of the day. And thank you so much, Palak. Palak, I know you are from India. I guess it is super late there. Go sleep. And yeah, it is 11:50 p.m. Just 11:50. My dad will kill me if I'm staying up so late. All right. I hope it was very much enjoyable. Why don't you all have a put a small message on the general channel or something here? What channels do we have? I just wanted to hear my first time experience, feedback, whatever you call. There is ask. There is some lounges. I shouldn't say all these things, right? uh, who is active and which is launch. Yo, okay, I guess there is GHW sept launch, right? Go ahead and add a small message. I hope this works. So um, go to this channel. What do you think of my, okay, GHW September 2002? What do you think of my first webinar on React JS? Any questions? Any feedback? I just put a small message there. Go ahead, maybe add some feedback there. Thank you so much. And thanks a lot, Zil. Thanks a lot, Palak. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Yep, it's 12. So go ahead, sleep tight, stay safe. Bye, everyone, and see ya. Now, how do I go back? Okay, see you then.